Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to an episode of Upon a Star Travel Chat. This is our very first inaugural episode, and we're excited to be here. So, hello, I am Jennifer Novotny. I am the founder and owner of Upon a Star Travel. We are a full-service travel agency, concierge style, and we love helping people design magical memories. And that can be magical memories to one of our favorite places, Walt Disney World or any Disney destination. However, it also expands across the globe. If you want to make magical memories wherever, we can help you. But today we want to focus in on our most magical favorite place, which is Walt Disney World, because if you are a Disney fan, you definitely know the Destination D23 happened last week. If you aren't, or maybe just a casual fan, you may have heard about it. Maybe this is the first you're hearing these announcements. Maybe it's not. But we here at Upon a Star Travel love to talk all things Disney and all things travel. So that's what we're doing today. And I have three amazing travel advisors here with me. So going to my immediate right, I see Kyla Velberg. She is from the New Hampshire area. Hi, Kyla.
Hello.
Moving to the bottom left of my screen, I see Heather, the Moana mom. She is hailing from Orlando, Florida. Hello. And then over in the, I'm mirrored. Over in the other corner is David Dollar, hailing down from Birmingham, Alabama. Hey, David.
Jen, I'm confused because I was on the understanding we were going to be talking about the Orlando Fun Spot. So I may be a little mixed up today. So
you might be,
okay.
you know what? You put away your Gatorland notes.
Okay, I apologize.
Yeah. Okay, that's
okay.
Next week. We got this.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Show.
Yeah. You're taking lead on that one because
yes, I got it.
Okay.
Be careful of Ginger. She snaps.
I'm not part of that show. That's terrible. That's like a Jungle Cruise joke.
You just don't like it because it has to do with Crocs. No. Anyway.
Accurate.
Continue. 20 seconds in and we've derailed.
So
sorry, carry
one
on.
thing we probably should warn the audience about is our entire crew at Upon a Star Travel loves to laugh and have fun, and we love to derail conversations. So this is something you can expect in future episodes, talking about almost anything. So without further ado, let's get into some of the cool announcements, some of the things that we're really excited about coming up here in Walt Disney World and Disney parks around the world, because it's not just Walt Disney World. So I'm going in order of when they announce things. By the way, all of us were like chatting with each other on, was it Sunday morning? I can't remember what day of the week. Was it
Saturday morning?
Saturday morning.
Saturday.
I knew it was a weekend. And I was, we were all like, oh my gosh, did you see this? Did you see this? So these reactions will be legitimate. The first one, this is cool. Not a huge announcement, but Ahsoka, who is obviously a very, I would say, it's fair to say an up and coming character. She's been around for a while, but not, I mean, she's certainly not from the original trilogy or anything. She's a newer character, but she is going to be joining Star Tours in Walt Disney World, Disneyland, and in Disneyland Paris at the Star Tours. So anyone have thoughts about Ahsoka joining? Anybody?
Yay.
The show is great.
Yay.
The show is fantastic, and she's the first real character that did not originate from the movies to really make an impact. People love Ahsoka. She came from Star Wars, the Rebels cartoon, and people love her. And actually, they've just introduced a villain that also came from that and came from the books that were not in the original trilogy. So yeah, people who've watched Rebels are just over the moon about the show.
Yeah. And I know not everybody is maybe a Star Wars fan, but David definitely follows along the Star Wars universe. So I think it'll be interesting. And it's always nice that they can update Star Tours pretty quickly. Well, I mean, to me, it's pretty quickly because it's.
I mean, they haven't updated in like 5 years, but yeah, pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I wonder how many more combinations there'll be now. There's like already like 54 combinations. I've
well,
only ever
when they did The Force Awakens, when they did the Star Wars movie, they had that one sequence in every single one of them. No matter what happened around it, you did that one. And it was really obnoxious because after the first 2 or 3 times, you were like, do something different. But I imagine they'll have her integrated in
I feel like she'll show up pretty frequently because she's popular. Right. Well, then moving on, we found out that Asha from the new film The Wish is going to be coming to Epcot. We don't have a date on that. Unless I missed a date. Did they announce a date that I missed? I don't think they did.
Well, the movie's in November, so it'll probably be somewhere early to
somewhere
mid-November.
around there.
To
But
meet
we
her.
don't have a date,
Yeah.
like a specific, like
Right.
November, whatever. So again, fun to see some of the new characters, and I'm looking forward to seeing that in the parks. Anybody else have any thoughts on Asha? Or
I don't know what it's about, but I'm sure my girls will want to watch it. So anybody new in the parks, like a new experience, is always exciting, I think.
Yeah.
Of course, it is from the Disney Wish, which is going to be strange because we have a ship called the Wish, and now we have a movie called Wish, and that's going to be fun. Going back and forth on all of that. So
that outfit actually did confuse me for a second. I was like, Disney Wish doesn't have a character.
Being on the ship?
What? Like we're doing what?
Well, it's
we're bringing the ship to Epcot.
and
Disney Wish is gonna pose.
That would be awesome.
Perfect.
It's a new
World
attraction. We
Showcase.
just have the cruise ship in Epcot.
It would look
now
better than Stargate right in the middle of
lagoon.
the lagoon.
It'll just be the new thing that blocks Spaceship Earth, just right there.
So I don't know, and you guys can correct me on this. Like, we haven't had a true Disney villain introduced in a while, have we?
We have not.
Be like Lightyear had Zurg, but Zurg is old school.
Zurg.
And we had Hans from Frozen 10 years ago, and I don't remember the last time we had a real true Disney villain come out, and we have one coming up. Magnifico, voiced by Chris Pine, King Magnifico, and so that's gonna be it's gonna be a traditional, I guess, good versus
we're adding
evil,
to the villain universe
story,
too, apparently. So
I'm looking forward to this. This looks good.
I think that'll be really cool. So excited for that. And then they did make some. We'll just throw out. I don't know that we have lots of thoughts on this, but the Hong Kong Disneyland is getting a Frozen Land, which looks. I mean, that looks really cool. It's.
I kind of wish
that
we
part
had
can
that.
be done in a day. We met people in Disneyland, and they had just came back from it, and they did it in like a day, and then flew back to California.
I think it is doable in a day. I knew the guy who did all of the Disney parks in. Was it in 3? It was like in a very short, like in a long weekend. Like the criteria was he had to do one ride in each park.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. But that is a smaller one. So, but yeah, I don't know that I'll make it over there. But okay, a little bit bigger. Heather is going to be excited for this one. The Hatbox Ghost. We knew he was coming, but we officially know that he is coming in November. Heather, are you going to pass out when you meet the Hatbox Ghost?
So every time I ride it, the curtain is up for him. He is like up and ready to go. And I am just like waiting for someone to accidentally leave that curtain open when I hop on it in the morning. Love it. So excited. And they kept the Donald chair. He replaced where the Donald chair is in the hallway. And they moved the Donald chair just a couple scenes up. So they still kept the chair in our Walt Disney World one. So I'm excited.
Yeah,
I love it that Heather's joy is going to be dependent on the incompetence of a cast member. I just need a cast member to fail on his job just once. One time.
I really hope somebody gets fired so I can see that.
Just put a newbie up there or something, or an elderly guy that they can't fire because he's old and nice.
Yes, every time they send out that announcement when I'm on it that it's like you're temporarily stopped, and I'm like, turn on the lights, someone mess up, just turn on the lights. I want to see it.
So, question for y'all: do you think that this will be something that they will announce that November the 21st we have Hatbox Ghost is appearing, or do you think it'll be something where they just pull the curtain back one day and there it is? Like people who get on the Haunted Mansion that one day, he's there, and suddenly people start tweeting about it and starts breaking news that, oh my gosh, it's at. I mean, do you think they'll announce it or they'll just do it?
I think it will be there.
Should just do it because it makes people their mind.
Right. Yeah. I think so too.
It'll just be there and you see it one day.
I think that, and it would filter out and it would explode on the internet and people would go nuts.
Yeah,
over
I'm
it,
just saying a lot of us are going to be down there in late November. So, if you wanted to do that, like anytime, let's say November 16th through 19th, I mean, just an idea.
That would be great.
If you wanted to.
We're going to be down there during the Mickey's birthday, which means we're going to get to see the once a year hidden Mickey.
Oh, that's right.
Ariel's line, which I am so excited about. Like you only see that one time a year, and it's
November 18th.
Point that out to me.
And Life Day from Star Wars. We'll be down there during Life Day. So, this is gonna be an exciting trip.
I can't get into the Life Day thing again.
Heather and Kyla are like, I don't know.
I don't either. It's just be fun to be there. So. There will be cosplay. There will be cosplay from other people. I promise you.
All right. This one might have just like a little bit more commentating. Disney California Adventure Park is expanding the Marvel Avengers campus. There we go. Interesting because they are doing a new world jumping vehicle.
Yes.
Thoughts on this?
So here was the thing. Everybody's like, oh, we're so glad that they're moving forward with it because they announced it at D23 last year, like at Disneyland. And then you really haven't heard anything about it. And then everybody's like, oh, I'm excited that they're continuing on with this idea. And I'm like, did nobody pay attention that they said it will have a jump point and it will be able to jump worlds? Because I immediately was like, jump point. Is Disneyland getting like a smaller version of Guardians? But like they can change the scene for like the Marvel universe because my mind was blown. And I text you, Jen. I was like,
you did.
Nobody's paying attention to this. They said jump point.
And I was like, wait, like jump point Guardians. Like that was the first.
I think, and I've heard that before, but what you're missing is that not only did they say jump point, they also said Wakandan technology and they said Tony Stark's technology.
They did.
So they're combining all of this together into something. So this isn't just a Guardians thing. I think personally, that opinion only, they were using just that as a reference to Guardians. I don't think it's going to be necessarily a Guardians focused thing, but I don't know what it is. It's a ride, but I have no idea what this is. I have no clue. It's a simulator.
But it sounds amazing.
Ride. I don't know. I had no idea what to think about it. And so,
but if you think about
it, they don't have the space to put Guardians in.
No,
but like if it's something that's similar, even if it's like a motion simulator, because do you remember whenever they were testing Guardians and they had it just on that like little track to show you what it's doing? But if you're just like watching a movie and you're like doing that, and then they're doing like
that would be
like mind blowing.
That would be so cool. That would be really cool because we all love Guardians.
Right. Oh my gosh, we love Marvel everything.
It is the best. Maybe they just put September on though as the song. I mean, it's just an idea.
September 21st is coming up. I am expecting them to just play it all day long.
That's right.
No,
that's right.
I just want them to change all 6 songs. Maybe
by the wonderful band Earth, Wind, and Kyla. Yes, we love September.
Like not my music.
For the viewer, Kyla hates the song September because she hates joy. It's pretty sad, really. She hates happiness. I don't.
We still decide to be friends with her, even though she's
thoughts and prayers. So.
I hate laughing. All of it. Knock it down. Knock down Guardian.
She hates Earth, Wind, and Fire. Really.
She's okay with the water, just the water though.
She only likes water because it's liquid, like her margaritas.
Full of fire.
Oh my gosh.
Derailed
again. All right, next one. I'm not gonna lie, this one's a little sensitive for me. Announcements for those of you who love the Country Bears or who grew up with the Country Bears. Good news, they are getting some love. They are getting some love and some zhuzhing. They needed a little zhuzhing. They are going to change the show entirely, and they are changing the show entirely to Disney theme. Disney classic Disney songs.
Performed in Country Bear style.
Performed in Country Bear style. They showed some Nashville artists who are doing the recording. So
I'm disappointed.
Heather's giving it a chance.
I'm giving it a chance just because here's what I think. The internet was like losing their mind because Disney fans are like, you can't touch our Country Bears, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, people, like, they replaced Happily Ever After with Enchantment, and everybody was like, boo, we hate it. They brought Happily Ever After back. So if it does not have a good reception, they can always switch it back. That's my whole.
They're not going to switch this back, though. I think the reason they're changing this is because this is a 70s version of what music is in terms of lyrics, in terms of style, in terms of content. Yeah. I think that has a lot to do with it. I honestly would have preferred them just to come up with a whole new, like all new songs, completely new songs.
Like brand new, not like the bare necessities.
It's hilarious. The whole thing is so funny. Like Frank's favorite song is All the Guys Who Turned Me On, Turned Me Down. Like how hilarious is that? And you're like at a kid's show and like, the adults who get it are like singing along to this ridiculous song. Like I'm so disappointed they're changing it based on that song alone.
I'm like, if Big Al is not singing Blood on the Saddle, is it even the Country Bears? Like, it's just
I don't know, Disney. I'll give it a chance,
but playing,
and then we'll assess again.
Playing devil's advocate to that point, and I don't agree with this at all because I don't want it to change either. But one of the things I hear the most from adults is, have you seen or been to the Country Bears? Oh my gosh, the songs. Listen to the lyrics. Holy crap. They're like, wow. You know, they talk about the lyrics and how, I don't want to say adult, but how older they are versus whatever. And I think that's one of Disney may have heard that and like, you know, we want to make sure we have a show in place that has lyrics that all kids can sing and be okay with, and parents can be okay with their kids singing. And so to me, that's probably some of it.
What you're saying, again, the children should not sing Blood on the Saddle. I'm just confused. I just need to clarify.
I don't know that I want little Johnny looking at little Janie going, if I can find a ladder, I'll be right up. And some girl in kindergarten going, hey teacher, the tears will be the chaser for my wine. It's like, you know, so that's probably, I'm guessing that's why they're changing it. I don't want them to.
But if we need to change it, I just would rather see like you said, all new Country Bear music, just original music.
Right.
Yeah, just changed. Hey, and you never know. Maybe that's the feedback they get that says, hey, we like the changes, but let's not use IP. Like, let's just have a whole new thing. Maybe they'll do it. Yeah, I just want that little bear, the one who goes boop boop. Like,
oh yeah, we gotta keep that.
We have to keep that. I don't care where you put it, but just when he comes, when
I don't think there's anything wrong. There's like with that scene. I mean.
No, they could keep that song entirely, right?
They could totally keep that song. Yeah, there's nothing.
What they probably will end up doing is taking out the song until they're ready for the new songs. Take the songs out now and just put in the Epcot Forever music, because that tends to happen with Disney. They'll just throw that in there as the stopgap between the two parts.
I also feel like if they sold the props, I want that fake plastic glass of wine that she's holding, and she's like, I want that. And I'm like, what is that? I'm always like, what did they use for the liquid? Like, what is in that plastic prop glass of wine? Like, that's one thing I would buy.
Do you always wait for it to spill, even though you know it's not going
every
to?
Time
you're like,
I know. I'm like, I just want to know what liquid is in there. What are they using?
Can I spoil the secret for you? Do you know what it is, or do you want me to?
Do you already know? Like, of course you.
I do know what it is. I can spoil you. I can tell you what it is. It's a goblet basically that's double-sided. It's got the liquid is on the inside of the goblet. So if you were to grab the goblet, you could still put liquid actually in it. It's like double-sided basically, and so it's like a whole.
I think I had toys like that as a kid.
Yeah, they did.
Baby bottles,
like
baby bottles.
I mean, I still want it. Whatever.
With the milk, exactly. When the milk would drain when you were feeding your baby doll. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Anyway, all right. Other things. Let's get off of this very sensitive topic because just moments. Exciting. Okay, Barker Bird coming back to Pirates and Pirates themed lounge.
Yes.
What?
I'm here for this.
So excited.
Okay, do we
100%.
And I texted Heather this, and we don't know. This would actually be very interesting because if it truly is a Pirates themed lounge, how do you not have rum there? And Magic Kingdom has always been a dry park. Mm-hmm. I mean, recently, but that has not been. This is just literally like things. I'm like, so is it like actually like a bar?
It's a lounge. They have to have.
It's a lounge.
It's right. Said lounge, so it has to be, which will make parents so much more happy, you know, when they're halfway through Magic Kingdom to be like, okay, now I can get the rest of the way through. I think it's great. I was there for a couple days, and Imagineers have been walking through, like Tortuga and Pecos Bill, like they've been walking through. So I'm excited about it.
I feel like my thought process is that. Oh, sorry. Go on about.
No. What's your thought process? Go.
No, I thought it would be like an Oga's to Star Wars Land. It's like a Pirates to Adventureland.
Okay.
Like, you know, like a little like specialty themed lounge with like all the things. Maybe you get like the 45-minute time limit, super themed, like the drinks.
Think like a ship where you go in. There's like wooden tables and you know.
That would be awesome. Cool.
Oh, good, Kyla. I didn't even think, my mind didn't even go there.
But that would be really
neat. I don't think it's going to be just like a bar. I think it's going to be something special like Oga's. But I wonder where they put it. That's what I'm like.
Well, I think it'll go to Tortuga Tavern because that's not. That's not even
never
open.
Been to Tortuga's. I've never.
I have been. The one time it was open seasonally.
It's open during the parties. That's where they hand out like some of the free snacks.
Oh yeah, maybe that's when I've been to Rodriguez. Get free stuff.
I will tell you. Sorry, side note. We did go to like a dinner here in Portsmouth when the tall ships were in, and they had a captain's, like the captain girls here, and Captain, what's his name? Captain, what's the rum? Captain.
Captain Morgan.
Morgan.
Like what? Is
Like
it?
you don't know.
I'm a tequila girl. He was walking around with one leg, and I asked him, obviously, and he literally had one leg. So he said this was like the best job for him.
Oh, I love that.
And he was like
so cool.
walking around on like a peg leg, and he was Captain Morgan with his like captain's girls. Anyway, that's a big side note. What were you gonna say about Barker Bird?
No, I'm just saying I'm excited that the Barker Bird's back. And if like Heather, you remember Barker Bird from your youth. Clearly.
Yes.
Kylie, you remember Barker Bird.
Yeah. Yep.
And David did not remember Barker Bird because right?
Once you said it, I remember seeing the bird, but I didn't know it was Barker Bird. I don't know. No.
Yeah, he would
I
like
did not know the name. I just remembered it.
Yeah. And he's still in Disneyland. And right now he's up by the pirate with the hairy leg. And so then they're going to move him and get him back.
And you said he's the one with the leg dangling off the bridge?
There's a pirate or a pirate. There is a pirate up there.
There's a hidden Mickey on that ankle, and it's very hard to see. Oh. Like I can only spot it out certain times, but in the dirt of that guy's ankle, there's a hidden Mickey. It's one of the hardest ones to find. But
that's also real human hair on his leg, FYI, in case anybody cares.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
What? Who's? Like, did they find?
Well, we don't know the guy. I mean, it's
like this is your.
I don't know. I mean, it's no different than
like, hey, give me
there's
your
actual human skulls in the original Pirates in Disneyland.
Yeah, there is.
I did hear
they're
that.
real.
Yeah. I did hear
they're real.
Yeah.
But see, that's a cool story for somebody because somebody's going around going, "Hey, grandson, so they got that skull right there. That's your grandfather." I'm just saying. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. That's him. That is him.
That would be me. I would totally nominate.
You would donate your body
for Haunted Mansion, so that like every time like my great grandchild, they'd be like, "There's mommy," like there's grandma,
grandmummy. Oh, get it?
Yes.
She's in that
OMG,
box,
you're so
ghost
funny.
Box. Her head's in that box.
So funny. Love it.
Gosh. All right. Well, more about Zootopia later. Zootopia is coming to the Shanghai Disney Resort. Super cool. Heather has been to Shanghai Disney, so I bet it's going to be pretty neat. Yeah. But that doesn't really. Yeah. Again, we're focused a little bit more on our domestic parks here. So Epcot, lots of announcements here, which made my heart happy. First of all, World Celebration is going to open this December. So that's one of the new areas. We do not know which dates yet, but that's going to be the front of the park. And I am so glad to get some construction walls down.
Yes.
So the World Celebration is opening. We didn't get too much more on that, but then very exciting that Moana Journey of Water will open October 16th, and Moana will meet and greet there. So Heather, I know, again, I keep pointing because Heather is huge in Haunted Mansion, huge into Moana, as she's the Moana mom.
Huge. And the movie is coming back out in theaters for a limited time on October 13th, my birthday. So I'm like completely for those 3 days, I'm going to be completely like Moana obsessed.
Yes.
So you could see the movie on the 16th and then go to Moana's Journey of Water the same day. And then meet Moana because she will have a permanent meet and greet right there.
She will.
So I mean, honestly, it just depends on your fandom depends on how far you'll go. You're welcome.
Kyla, are your girls really excited?
They are very excited. I don't think they know, like I haven't shown them anything. But I think their little minds are going to be blown. Like I'm excited for this because we've seen it being built for 17 years. So I'm like excited to see what's behind the walls, kind of like what's behind the spires, Josh, but like what's behind the walls in Epcot.
I love how she just teased behind the spires. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will. Hitting a couple of other things. Luminous new nighttime show later this year. Luminous, December 5th. Replacing the current Epcot Forever. Yay, no Stargates.
That we know of. That we haven't heard any permanent fixtures, but we don't know. Sometimes Disney learns its lesson, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll see if they put anything permanent.
But Harmonious.
I hope they don't.
They were building that
I
a
don't
long
think
time.
they would be built. Don't we think they'd be built?
They'd
by
already
now?
be built. I think they'd have
Yeah.
to be
That's
built.
true. They're not Universal.
They were
They can't
testing
build things in a
something
week.
the other night.
Yeah, I don't
They were
think
testing something the other night. I don't know what
Okay.
it was, but we just kept hearing fireworks. So maybe it was that.
Heather is close enough to hear the fireworks every night, so
Right.
she knows when they're
Or
testing.
you mean by going to the fireworks? You mean her
So
balcony,
cool.
basically? Just
Yeah,
watching
right,
it from the
basically.
balcony.
She's really close.
I leave the kitchen. Go see
She
the
has a
fireworks.
fireworks view house.
She does.
It's not resort
get the
view, it's
fireworks view,
fireworks
please?
For her
view.
kids, it's club level. But
It's it.
they get everything provided. Her, it's more standard view. But
Test track being reimagined with shades of World of Motion. So, anybody else excited? Just me? No.
I am so
remember World of
excited.
Motion.
You don't remember
Yeah, I
World of Motion?
don't remember World of Motion either.
Oh,
Oh,
It's
sidetrack though, Jen. We should call this show "Pull the Yellow Strap." Everybody who's a Disney fan will get that.
That's true.
oh, that is
Just the yellow
true.
strap.
That is true.
And then repeat
That
it
is
7 times.
Exactly.
7 times.
The sound effect. Clink, 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 clink.
Make sure you
Make
like
the mo-
as
don't
you're
make the
going
motion.
through, you show
Don't make the
show like no, don't do that. Don't do
Don't
that,
make the motion.
actually.
Don't
No.
do We're on
Unless
video.
you actually have a seatbelt in your hand. In which case, then you can.
Whew. We went after
well,
dark all of a sudden. So,
Anyway, I do love that Epcot is bringing back some of its roots.
I
Mhm.
missed the older test track. I don't remember World of Motion, but I do remember the first original incarnation of test track with the yellow and the black everywhere, and the equipment in the queue where you had like all the little gears and stuff, and the hidden Mickeys everywhere, and the corny guy going, "Did we turn the acid off?" That guy, I love that.
So funny. I'm gonna skip ahead just a little bit. A couple of Disney Cruise Line announcements. The newest ship is the Disney Adventure, and they have announced the newest location, Disney Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. So Disney Cruise Line also getting some love. Dave is pretty excited because he predicted that the name of the ship would be the Disney.
I call it the Adventure. And
You
I am
did.
predicting that the next 2 ships coming from Disney will be the Celebration and the Imagine. Those are my 2 predictions. So
Yeah,
Yep.
he predicted that
Oh, I
on
like
the Main
those
Street
headlines.
Electrical podcast, literally like the week before D23. So, or sorry, Destination D23.
Destination D23.
Destination D23. Everyone excited? I'm sure everyone's excited, right? Like new ship looks amazing.
I love the lounges.
I mean, as excited as you can be.
love
It'll be
them.
Southeast Asia.
Love
I
the
don't know that
themes.
I will see this ship
know.
for a decade. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
the lounges in the treasure look great. Like
Oh
with the
yeah,
20K.
treasure. Sorry, we're not talking about that.
Yeah, we're not talking about the
I'm
treasure. We're talking about the
treasure.
adventure.
Don't
But
mind
yeah.
me.
One thing we will
Yeah.
talk about the treasure. Treasure's
Treasure-
on sale,
treasure
by
is-
the way.
Treasure's laid out similar to the Wish,
To the
but
wish.
Adventure, we all know how much I love going to Asia. So I'm excited because now I can be like, oh, I'm going back to Asia and I'm on a Disney cruise. Hello. Best ever.
Yeah, she's
I wonder
gonna.
if Tahiti will be involved, because then I could I could get on.
surprise
that.
Fam
me,
trip.
I like you
actually.
would love it. I love going.
That
to
would be
Asia.
my
I love
bucket
it.
list. Tahiti.
Although-
I
might
mean,
be
2
too
days at
large
Disney
of a
World,
trip.
fam trip, then we going over to the Disney Adventure. This is perfect, Jen. Come on, make this happen.
Sounds
I do have a question though. So, if I'm understanding correctly, the Treasure will be the sister ship to the Wish. So
Yes.
similar ship and
Mhm.
maybe layout. I don't know, but will be similar to the Wish. So does that mean that the next 2 or 3 coming out will be a new class of ship, like a new style, or are they all going to be similarly patterned to the Wish or Treasure, or is that something we just don't have a clue? I don't know how big of a difference is from these 2 to the fantasy and the dream to the wonder and the magic. You know, I don't know the differences. Like I know they're in size, but I don't like this class, that class, sister ships, whatever. I don't know how
They don't
different
really
we got.
call like class of ships so much. It's
Right.
like the classic ships, and then there was like
Triton
really-
class.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, I guess
Triton
the
class.
Triton class.
But didn't they say that there was going to be 3 Triton class? So I think the
3
next
Triton
one
class.
Yes.
after the Adventure, because the Adventure was just an acquired ship.
That's a one-off.
That wasn't,
Yeah, that's a one
yeah,
off.
that wasn't their plan. So I
That
think that
doesn't-
the next one will still be the same way, but I am
Same.
curious if they will change the last 2. Like,
Well, Wikipedia is
I
saying
don't
that
know.
the Treasure and the next ship will be a sister ship to the Wish, so you'll have 3 in that.
Yeah,
class. This is
3 in
Wikipedia.
that.
Correct.
And so I guess
That was always my understanding.
the
But
final.
I do.
I don't say final.
Yes.
But the next 2, I guess, will be my prediction. I
Yes,
don't know.
the next
My
2
guess will
will
be the
be-
next 2 will be like the large, like Royal Caribbean size mega ship.
Giant
You know,
ones.
depending on how these go. So
Yeah, I
that's a
think
guess.
they will be a little
So.
bit larger. I would agree with that.
But they have to get on this because Royal Caribbean keeps stealing all the names. I mean, like they've got the symphony, the grandeur, the Utopia, the icon, the Odyssey, the whatever. I mean, every possible descriptive name you come up with, they're taking the names, and Disney doesn't have a lot. They got to get on this, start naming these ships.
They probably already know what the names are, but they haven't announced them. So, other things. Oh, what was that?
I said there's probably already paperwork filed for the names.
I'm hoping so.
All right, let's talk about some things that I'm really excited about. Also,
Bugs Life.
Bugs Life is going away. At least that's my understanding. They said it's a new show for the Tree of Life, and I'm saying that's a new show inside the Tree of Life, and it's going to be Zootopia. And I don't have little freaking bees stinging me in the back anymore.
I don't tell any of my clients about that, by the way. I mean, I tell them to go see it. I don't give them an inkling as to what happens during the show, and I think it's hilarious.
Hilarious. When they say that, like, my kid was crying when the spiders came down, I think it's hysterical.
You don't like maggots under your seat, Jen?
No.
Please stay in your seat so the maggots and cockroaches and bedbugs can all get out.
This was potentially the peak of happiness for me during this entire thing. I was like, oh, wait,
I can see that.
So very exciting there. Also announcing that Dino Land is going away to become the Americas.
Tropical Americas.
Tropical Americas. Thank you.
Tropical
I had to look at Tropical Americas. They teased that maybe they're considering, it is not confirmed. Encanto and Indiana Jones are both being considered, which would make sense because the dinosaur ride is the same track as Indiana Jones.
Indy.
The Boneyard would totally work with Indiana Jones. There is a new Indiana Jones movie. So
I'm very excited about this.
Right?
Because I'm obsessed with Encanto. I think it's amazing. And Indiana Jones,
Plus
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
What's the little boy that's in Encanto he's the one that has the power of all the animals?
Like Miguel?
You know the little boy?
Is it Miguel?
Not Miguel. Oh, God.
No, it's not Miguel. That's
Antonio?
Coco.
Is it Antonio?
I forget what his name. I forget what his name is, but he's the one that like is talking to like Mirabel like before. He's the last one that gets his gift. That kid's gift is like he can talk to all the animals, so it totally fits in with Animal Kingdom.
It totally
his room is going to be that land. Like that's what I thought.
It's Tropical Americas. Colombia is full of, like lush tropical forests and things like that. So that it's perfectly in that theming. So my thought on this though is with Indiana Jones, I don't know how much stock they're going to. I mean, yes, the Indiana Jones ride would make sense. The Boneyard, I'm not sure because we all love Indiana Jones, but we're also a little bit older too. The movie did not do well. That was the final movie in the series. 10 years from now, is anybody under 30 going to really even know or care that much about Indiana Jones? And it's like a property. It's not like Star Wars. It's going to keep going and going. They're not making series. They're not making new movies. It's not so I can see them putting like a ride in there, but doing something completely different or taking the Boneyard out completely. Because I don't know how much they're going to put into Indiana Jones because again, in 10, 12 years, there'll be a lot of people that are in their 30s and 40s that won't have any connection to Indiana Jones whatsoever.
Well, I just think that it's such a great thing for kids that Boneyard is such a great.
Well, yeah, and they might rethink it to something else. I mean, I don't know. But we don't talk about Boneyard. I don't know if it's Encanto.
Looking for Bruno in the dirt.
But again, to confirm, they never confirmed this. They inferred it. They hinted at it, and on the website it says possible inspiration from Indiana Jones.
But I feel like you're not going to put that up unless it's a really
it's a given, but it's also their way out in case something doesn't work, in case something doesn't fit right, or whatever. Right. So hey, inside the magic, stop doing your stupid headlines. Nothing's confirmed. Just saying. I'm tired of you.
Nothing. People. That is true. Nothing is confirmed.
Yes,
it's a safe bet. Like if I were going to, I'm not a betting individual, but if I were.
I put money on Indiana Jones the ride. I would not put it on the Boneyard.
Okay. I would probably still put it on the Boneyard. Maybe I'm just a little more risk taker than I thought. All right. Then the last thing, and Kyla actually really alluded to this, and I don't want to say it's the last thing. There were a few other announcements, but the last big one, Beyond Big Thunder Mountain.
Oh, yes. Beyond the Spires.
Beyond the Spires, a Big Thunder Mountain.
Yes.
Blue Sky, they very rarely tease stuff like this ahead of time. There are so many things this could be. Heather?
So many things that it could be, but they said it's going to be the largest Magic Kingdom expansion.
They're putting the expansion into overdrive.
And bigger than New Fantasyland.
Yep.
Correct.
And New Fantasyland,
which was huge.
Mine Train is Aerial Ride, is the Beast Castle, Be Our Guest, is the Belle Enchanted Tale.
Yep.
All of that area. That's a big area. So it's going to be
that
bigger
was
than that.
huge. So what do we think?
Huge.
We think villains. What are we thinking here?
I think it's going to be villains. And here's why I am just saying this. Not only did me and David build the perfect park.
Episode 127 of the Main Street Electrical podcast from last October. It is a fantastic episode, by the way. That has to be, I mean, just saying, it has to be done.
Because if you remember last year, D23, they had teased that one of the possibilities for Beyond Big Thunder Mountain was going to be Coco, or it was going to be Encanto. Okay. Or Encanto. I always say it wrong.
Yeah.
If they are going to stick with Tropical Americas, and that even includes, you could put a Moana themed attraction in Animal Kingdom. If you're going to do that, you can expand that park. And Animal Kingdom does need some theming to drive people there. They need it. Just like Epcot needed Guardians.
Agreed.
They need that. Okay. So fine. And it fits in with the theming. I don't think that they were prepared for how many people lost their ever-loving minds when Josh suggested that it was going to be Villains Land, and like blew up
People
the internet, like
losing their mind.
bigger than the NSYNC reunion.
I love that you're saying NSYNC reunion like it's happening.
I think there's so many possibilities. Plus, it then extends the option that if it is going to be a Villains Land, you can have after hours events that would just be strictly like for Villains. It just gives them so much opportunity and so many IPs to like capitalize on.
Yeah. Yeah.
My question is like, how do they create the entrance out of Big Thunder Mountain? Like, where's the connection there? Like, you know, like from Frontierland, it's going to be over there, right? Beyond the spires or whatever. Like, so how do we get over there? And like, where's the connection from the next land? Because, you know, like going to Frontierland, Adventureland, it like all kind of like meshes. It makes sense and whatever. And then like Frontierland to Liberty Square. So how do they do that from like Frontierland
I actually started
to
thinking
Villains
about
Land?
this.
Yes. So they do it.
Is it going to be, well, tell me what you think.
So they do it the way that they transition Star Wars into Hollywood Studios. You would have essentially like a tunnel with like a little front that would be to it that maybe is pushing out some like smoke or something. And by the time you walk around the tunnel, you are then into the Villains Land.
And you're in it.
Yeah,
that would be. I think that would be the best way, right, to make like a smooth transition.
And I'm also thinking of like the back transition between Tomorrowland and Storybook Circus. You know, that is the only place in that park with no music because there's that back pathway, and it's just like a little bit of a greenery pathway, and like just slowly things change, and then you're in Storybook Circus.
Do you think they would close Tom Sawyer Island? Do you think that would go away?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, I think for as many people that like don't, how you're saying like why they're changing Country Bears because like, or no, not Country Bears. You said about Indiana Jones. Like people 30 years from now aren't going to know. Like a lot of kids nowadays don't know what Tom Sawyer's Island is.
Right.
But I think it's just an ode to Walt, which is why they keep it there.
And they might do something else with it, like adjust.
They might do something else with it eventually. But also, whenever you're on the train, you know how like there's that little channel of water that's like right next to the train. Yeah, I mean, could they like just like build a bridge like that or something that goes like under the train and like up over the water, and then you're in another land? I mean, I don't know what how much land is back there, but I mean, they bought like I swear.
I mean, they have a lot of acres. Also, I think we just all have to agree that we don't want the train shut down again, though. So
no,
correct.
No, there's that because that was
they just brought it back. Like
I know to hear the little
forever,
right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think
like
it will be Villains Land
and the choo choo and the beep beep.
What?
The boop boop from the Country Bears. David, weren't you listening? It's the baby bear. He goes boop boop.
Beep. Oh, I know. We have Jen on the end of our podcast doing that very noise. I've stuck it on it's been there for like 100 episodes, and so.
Keep all the noises.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
I mean, do you guys think it will be something else?
I think Villains Park makes the most sense.
It makes the most sense.
Because they referred to it last year. I sort of agree with they didn't anticipate the fervor that people would have over the Villains Park, but it also makes me think, if that's the case, they are not in touch with their Disney fans, because Disney fans have been clamoring for something like this for a very long time. So if that caught them off guard, that worries me, because they should be
caught them off.
Well, I mean,
so
Heather
much
basically made that point. Like, she didn't understand. They said they didn't understand how big of a blowback that would be. Like, oh my God, people go nuts. They had to know people would go nuts. People are going nuts now over Dino Land, and it's just Dino Land. Nobody cares about Dino Land.
Like, they lose their minds over
Disney fans go nuts over the smallest things. You start inferring there's a Villains Park coming, even hinting to it, people lose their ever freaking loving minds. And if Disney was caught off guard for that, then that is on them. That is their problem. Because no, I don't know. I can't imagine. I don't know. That makes me. I don't know. Them being caught off guard by that would shock me, because how do you get caught off guard from your Disney? Or you're not listening to your fans. You're not. Sure. And then again, Chapek was also in charge. And I'm not throwing it all on Chapek, but there was a different mentality when you come to Chapek and Iger. And Chapek was not listening to his fans. And, there's a whole thing there. But so could be some of that as well.
Right. No, I think it's a
and I think they let's be real, they haven't confirmed what it is or when it will happen. They already know what it's going to be. They already know.
They at least have a super duper clear vision. And I bet next year we hear a D23. I would be shocked if we didn't get more details. I mean, it's going to be a couple years before it becomes a thing. I mean,
like 5.
Like New Fantasyland took what, 2.5?
3 or 4 years, and even then they opened it in phases. Pandora took 5 years.
Pandora did take 5 years. Yeah,
and that's just 2 rides.
Yeah, so there'll be lots of this new. If it's the biggest expansion, it'll be bigger than Pandora, so just a lot to it. But that is our excitement, our speculation, and of course, at Upon a Star Travel, we will be here to make sure that you, our wonderful clients and guests, are prepared for all of the upcoming changes and know what's there, because we're just as excited for them as you are. And make sure you tune in weekly for some future episodes on all sorts of different topics and fun things. In the meantime, you can definitely follow each of our lovely travel advisors. You can check out their handles. I believe we all have Instagram handles up. David's like, I don't know where it's showing.
Well, mine's right there, I think.
Okay.
Or right
it's
there,
opposite right there. It's right there.
And there's Kyla's right there.
Yeah.
Heather's is over there. And Jen's is up there.
Right.
I feel like Brady Bunch right now.
Right. Like, we're just looking like it. And of course, we do not just have 4 advisors at Upon a Star Travel. We have several, close to 30. And so throughout the coming weeks, you will be able to meet them as well.
They were all a little older than that.
What?
Yeah, so I thought they were all a little older than that.
Yeah. I mean, they are all, they're not all over the age of 30.
That's true. Well, I guess there are a couple close to 30. You're right. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And you can also expect more rabbit trails, because we're really good at those. But thanks so much for joining us here on our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, check us out on social media. And remember, here at Upon a Star Travel, we are here to help you discover a whole new world.